You're listening to Scotty and Andrew, and this is Fun with Horror.
Hello, beautiful horror people, horror fans, horror friends. This is Fun with Horror. This is the weekly horror movie review podcast in which Andrew and I take turns giving each other movies to watch, and then we discuss them the following week. We only have two rules. Number one, whoever picks the movie has to pick a movie they've never seen. And number two, we both have to watch that movie. Last week, I picked Dead Poets Society, directed by Peter Weir and starring... Wait, I'm sorry.
No, that's not right. No,
that's not right.
Different one.
I picked 1989's Society, directed by Brian Yuzna. And, yeah, looking forward to talking about this one. Be sure to stay tuned till the end of this episode, because Andrew is going to pick our first movie of 2022.
Of season 2.
Season 2.
Yeah, man.
That's exciting.
That is exciting. I probably should
But
have
Andrew,
picked one.
what?
I said I probably should have picked a movie.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
maybe we should watch Dead Poets Society.
Maybe. Oh, Scotty, my
poetry.
Scotty.
Oh, man. We just stepped over each other's jokes.
Oh, sorry.
Say yours again.
I said, oh, Scotty, my Scotty.
Okay, you ready for mine?
Yeah.
Fun with poetry.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special episode prepared for you today.
Yeah, we do.
Right, buddy?
Yeah, we do, man. It's going to be an awesome episode. I'm giggling.
But settle in, because this might be a little bit longer than your normal episode. I don't know. We haven't even gone in yet. So.
I know.
But this is our year-end review.
Oh, man. This is a big
so
one.
what a year it's been, buddy.
Boy, it has been a year. Good gravy.
The year, but I mean, most importantly, this is our first year of Fun with Horror.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting.
It's super exciting. Yeah, this is episode 21. We've done 21 episodes.
21.
Man.
Wow.
Our podcast can legally drink.
Well, it could have legally drank like 3 episodes ago in some states.
That's, you know what, you're right. Or for our UK listeners.
Yes. Wait, yeah, is that true?
Yeah. 18 is the drinking age in the UK.
I didn't know you were such a UK-ophile.
I don't know much. I do know all the places in UK.
I don't
but
know
that's it.
much. I can't keep singing. I think that's copyright, right? If I keep singing that song.
Probably, but what you gave us, I think, was fine.
What I gave you.
Aww.
Okay. So Andrew and I we wanted to do our year in review.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to do, something kind of special, like something maybe a little bit different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure somebody else is doing the same exact thing, but basically we're going to have 4 categories that we're going to talk about.
Yes.
Number 1, and no, let's say the categories. Let's say them.
Yeah.
Number 1, we're going to talk about our favorite movies that we saw this year.
Right.
And first we're going to talk about movies that were actually released this year. And then next we're going to talk about movies that we saw for the first time this year, but that were released before 2021.
Yes.
And then we're going to talk about what we're looking forward to seeing next year. We're going to talk about what movies are coming out that we're looking forward to seeing, and also movies that came out this year, 2021, that we haven't gotten a chance to see, but we are planning to see. And that will be, I guess, kind of our New Year's resolution list.
Yeah.
For those of you listening, when we get to that category, yeah, those are movies that you can expect to hear on the podcast at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's jump in, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Let's start.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the best movies that we saw this year for the first time, but that were released before 2021.
Fair enough.
And of course, this is just horror movies, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, yes.
Frozen 2 doesn't count.
Oh, shoot. I had to
goes
change
your
my
list.
favorite one.
So, Andrew,
Yes.
I know you made a little list.
I did.
Let's just start with number one. What was your favorite?
From before 2021. I think, so this one, there was a lot of good ones. And just going through our list itself of what we did this year, there was some fantastic movies we did.
Well, you can also go,
Right.
we're going off of any horror movie that we saw for the first time this year.
Well, and that's
that
the
came out
thing, is
before
my
2021.
favorite is not part of the list that we watched.
Ooh, what is it?
My favorite for a movie that came out before 2021 that I first saw this year was Haunt.
You saw that for the first time this year?
Yes.
Oh,
And
what
I
a great
thought-
movie to see this year.
Dude, this was one of those ones, like, it's funny, a lot of some of my favorites on these lists are the ones where I'd wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning and run downstairs like it's Christmas and put a horror movie on and just sit there and in giddiness. And this was one of those ones where I sat there and it was horrifying. Like, that movie's horrifying,
Yeah,
but it's brilliant.
it is brilliant. I think it only has like a couple of moments where I'm like,
Right.
But for the most part, yeah. I mean, that's a great movie.
Yeah. So that one was just, I had no expectations, and it was one of those ones I went in blind, and it was totally worth it. Just
Okay.
absolutely fun.
So your movie is Haunt. What about honorable mentions? Just give me a few. Give me
Yeah.
a few.
I'll give you a few. Well, I enjoyed, it's a very silly movie, but I enjoyed a movie called Slacks. Slaxx.
Oh, that's the one about the killer jeans.
That's right. Very silly, but actually had more heart to it than I thought it would. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
Okay.
One of my biggest surprises, too, is one I've seen, often. I always see it pop up on something you might like. And it's one called Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. I don't know if you've seen this.
I've heard the name, but
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
if you saw the cover, you'd probably know, because it's again one of those ones I've seen the picture of everywhere.
Not a documentary.
What's that?
Not a documentary?
It's filmed like a documentary, but it's
okay.
not.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah, very fun, quirky. Yeah, I won't give too much away, but I highly recommend it. Much better
Okay.
than I thought it was going to be.
It's on my list.
Another one that is now going to be just a special place in my heart forever. Tourist Trap.
Aw.
Little Tourist
Yes.
Trap. Our first
Yes.
episode will forever live in my heart.
Yeah, and that's very, very much sentimental value. Oh.
For sure. For sure.
Will you do it for me one time?
You're so pretty. Why don't you like me?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more honorable mentions?
There's a few. I'll just kind of jump through them real quick.
Okay.
Reanimator. What a blast. Changeling was a whole lot of fun. Again, Shining. My first year seeing Shining.
Ooh, yeah.
So that was, and it was good. Very, very good. Day of the Dead was a lot of fun. Creep turned out to be a really cool, interesting movie to me. A silly movie, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night. And another one not on our podcast was Army of the Dead. I really enjoyed that. It was a
Yeah.
fun, newer zombie movie. It was a lot of fun.
That was. I had a lot of fun with that one too.
Yeah. And then my last one,
That came out this year.
Oh, gall, you're right. I even had that note. Good gravy.
Oh, Andrew.
I'm a fool. I'm not going to edit this. I'll let people know. I make mistakes. But here's what I won't say.
Uh-oh.
Is Society on this list, or is it not?
I'm not going to say that either.
Yeah, well, we won't know for another few minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so that's my brief run through. But tell me yours, man.
So I only listed like 4 movies.
Oh, whoops. Well, honestly, the rest of mine are about 4 or 5.
Andrew's like teacher's pet.
Well,
He's like, I'm going to make a long list, and my teacher's going to love me.
as parents that were both teachers, it's just in my blood.
So, my number one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first, let me just make a little observation.
Please.
You saw The Shining and Haunt this year, and you put Haunt at number one.
I
like
did.
that.
I
That's
did.
interesting.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I have a short list of 4 movies, and 3 of them are movies that you and I watched and discussed.
Yay.
But I think my number one movie that did not come out in 2021 that I saw for the first time this year is The Empty Man.
Okay. Wow.
I love that movie. And I was thinking of this list, and I was just thinking, which one would I be in a hurry to watch again over the others?
That's good.
I'll be honest, I love you, but I left Tourist Trap off the list just because I wanted to go with the movies that I actually really enjoyed the most
Okay.
as a movie, and not with the sentimental value attached to them.
Totally fair.
I mean, there's a couple that I left out, just because of that, thinking of that. So the other movies I have are Black Christmas.
Nice. Yep.
Totally surprised by that one. Blew me away. Definitely one of the best movies I saw this year. Day of the Dead, of course.
Nice. Yep.
And then, buddy, Curse of Chucky.
Oh, yeah, man.
I really, that one surprised me a lot.
Yep.
It was when watching the Chucky movies, even though, again, like I've said before, I wasn't personally scared, it's the first Chucky movie that I could actually see scares in, where they made Chucky kind of scary for a little bit. So, but yeah, The Empty Man is number one.
Nice.
I'm actually looking forward to watching that again. It's pretty soon.
Nice. That's a great list, man. I love that.
So, let's jump to number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of the bigger one.
Yes.
Movies that were released this year.
Mm-hmm.
Of those movies that we saw, what was our personal favorites?
Oh, so good.
Best of 2021, if you will. What's your number one? But I know your number one.
You know my number one.
I know your number one.
It's one of my top 10 of all time. And it's me cheating again, and that is Fear Street 1, 2, and 3. Because they
I
should
have that
all...
on my list as well.
Do you?
But not number one.
Okay. That's fair.
It's an honorable mention, but yeah, it's there.
I love it. Yeah, just what a blast. What a fun month of July to run down and watch those movies every week. Just fun.
Now, before you jump into your honorable mentions, I'm going to go ahead and say my number one.
Please,
and then we'll talk about honorable mentions.
Love it.
My number one was A Quiet Place Part 2.
Ooh.
Of all the movies that I saw this year, that were released this year, that was my favorite horror movie of the year. And I know a lot of people think it's kind of a thriller, but man, that's a horror movie.
Nope, that's a horror.
It's got monsters. It's just the tension. Ooh. Yeah. So, Fear Street trilogy
and A Quiet Place Part 2. Nice.
What were some of your other favorites?
So, funny enough, Quiet Place Part 2 is an honorable mention.
Good one.
As you know, the first one was also in my top 10 list. I just think they're great movies.
Great movies.
Malignant is definitely in there.
Same here. Same here, buddy.
What a treat of a movie, man.
I know, and it's just interesting to see people that did not like that movie. And again, I kind of get it, but at the same time, I feel I honestly do. I don't want to downplay anybody's opinion because every opinion out there is valid.
Correct.
If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. But I feel like even today, when I see negative reviews of Malignant, I feel like people are criticizing it for what they wanted it to be and not what it is.
Right.
But yeah, that movie is crazy. It is bat poop crazy.
It really is.
And I enjoyed every second of it. That was almost number one, by the way.
Was it really?
For me. Yeah, but in my heart of hearts, I I would rather, if I sat down to watch one of them right now, it would be A Quiet Place Part 2.
Fair enough. Nope. I agree with you. I would agree with that.
Any more for you, buddy?
A couple more. The Halloween Kills. I thought
Okay.
was great. I thought it was a lot of fun.
I didn't put it on my list, though.
Oh, fair. Okay.
I like the movie a lot, and I'll watch it again. But it was just edged out. It had a few too many little issues for me
Okay.
to make my list.
Fair enough. Army of the Dead, which I already mentioned because I screwed up.
Good one.
And then my last one is another one that we didn't do, but it was just kind of a silly. It was actually one of the reasons I got Shudder, because it came out and I said that looks fun, and it's a movie called Vicious Fun.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Okay, I recommend it. Very
Okay.
yeah, very kind of silly but exciting, and definitely a lower budget but done well. So
Vicious Fun.
Vicious Fun. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's my little. There you go. I made a smaller list for that one.
Well, my final movie on my list,
Mm-hmm.
buddy, PG Psycho Goreman. You know I love my movie.
I do. I know you love it. So can I say something real quick about that?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on. No, go ahead.
No, I tried to start it again, but I did it. No, hold on. I did it.
Yeah,
And
I'm holding. You're already defensive. You're like, wait, no,
Listen,
don't say anything.
You listen to me when I
You
talk
listen
about
to me.
PG.
Don't you laugh.
Don't you? If I hear one more thing, no. I tried watching it, but I was not in the right mindset, and so I
Okay.
immediately turned it off.
Oh, okay.
Because I said I did try and rewatch it, but I don't know, I was just not feeling it that day, and I said that's not the time to watch this, or
Yeah,
you're gonna
don't
have the
force
exact
yourself.
same opinion. So
Don't force yourself.
Yep.
Do it when you feel like it.
yep. So that was why, because I really wanted to watch it before this one, but I just was not feeling it, and I said that's not gonna give
Yeah.
us a good. I'm not gonna like it again. I'd rather try it when I'm ready for it. So it will happen. And maybe I will surprise you for your birthday or something with a.
You don't have to surprise me. You watch it when you feel like it, and if you still don't like it, I accept you.
Thanks, man.
Okay, let's move on. So, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
the problem with these lists, we are not. I mean, there's people out there that go to great lengths to watch every horror movie that comes out, or they try to. We're not those people.
Right.
You know, we see a movie a week, and sometimes they're not even recent movies. So there's a lot of movies we missed.
For sure.
So we both have a short list of movies that came out this year,
Mm-hmm.
but that we didn't get to see, but that we are looking forward to seeing next year.
Yeah.
Do you have a top movie on that list?
I do.
Okay, what movie do you want to see the most that
The
came out this year?
most that came out this year is Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm really. I think. It looks like it was a relatively faithful from the trailer adaptation, and I think that would just be really fun to see. So.
It is
Yeah.
on my honorable mentions.
Yay! What's your number one then?
Well, my number one, buddy,
Yeah.
is going to be a very, very blatant hint at you.
Uh-oh. Okay.
The movie that I want to see the most that came out this year is Candyman.
Oh, it's on my list of honorable mentions.
So, but what that will entail, because I wanted to do it for the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
but then a little birdie told me that you have never seen the original Candyman,
You are correct.
as well as Candyman 2 and 3.
Correct.
So, we can't watch. All I'm going to say is that we can't watch the new Candyman until somebody either watches the original Candyman or picks it for our show.
I know. It's on my list. It has been there.
It's just a hint.
Nope. I get it. I get it. Believe me, it's on there. I promise.
Just letting you know that 2021's Candyman is the movie I want to watch the most, Andrew.
No pressure, dude.
No pressure. The most. Number 1.
Well, now I'm like, okay, maybe
More
I'll
than
switch.
Resident Evil. Welcome to Raccoon City.
My gosh.
My gosh.
Well, it looks like I might have to switch the movie I had picked.
I don't know. You do what you want. You live your life, buddy.
I will.
All right, what are some other ones? I've got 5 other ones listed actually. What else do you want to see?
I have 9, but I'll go through them.
Oh
I'll
my
rattle them off pretty quick. Sorry. Well, okay. So maybe this is more of a thriller, but it's one I know that you've bought, so I want to see it. Is Old. M. Night Shyamalan's Old.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Candyman, which we just talked about. Don't Breathe 2.
Yep,
I'd
that's
really
on
like.
mine.
Nice. Censor is one I really want to see.
Ooh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's on. I just saw it pop up on Hulu recently, but yeah, that one looks good. Same with, and I might mispronounce this, Titane.
Yeah, that one's on mine.
Okay, that one looks insane.
Titane. What was it? Wait, sorry. What was the last one you said before Titane?
Censor.
Oh yeah. Okay. You didn't say anything in between.
No. Lamb.
Lamb is on mine.
Is
too.
it?
You're just listing my list. Thanks, buddy.
Sorry.
This
you
is why I'm glad we jumped to number 1 first.
Yeah, you go first next time. I don't want to do first.
No. This is fine. This is fine.
My second most anticipated is Last Night in Soho.
Oh, so another one on my list. You got one more.
Jeez.
Let's see if you can guess the last one.
I don't know if my 2 are random, I think, but my last 2 are Werewolves Within
Okay.
and
No,
The Vigil.
No, those aren't. Okay.
Yay. Okay, what's yours?
There you go. So yeah, I definitely want to see the ones you listed.
Cool.
The last one that I have listed that you didn't say is The Night House.
The Night House.
Yes.
I
This
don't
year
know
was
that
the
one.
year of the Deep House and the Night House. But no, it's the Night House, and I've heard good things about it. So
Okay.
that's one I want to see.
Sweet. Oh, we got a good little
Awesome.
list then together, my friend, for next year.
We do. Finally,
Yes.
there are and we kind of talked about this apart from the podcast. There's movies coming out in 2022
Mm-hmm.
that we're excited to see. And honestly, going through the list of movies that are coming out next year, every single movie was a movie I want to see. So we can't list every single movie.
Right.
So Andrew,
Nope. You go first.
well, no, you can say your number 1.
All right.
Your number 1. Just don't go through your 20 honorable mentions.
Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just have 7 on this one.
Andrew, you get an A+.
Yes.
This is actually a tough one. I don't know which of these I want to see the most. So
Oh, I
that's
have one-
that's
I
why-
have a
let's just
definitive one.
say our number 1s, and then we'll go through honorable mentions.
Okay.
Go for it.
And again, these are all I definitely want to see, but my number 1 is The Black Phone.
Interesting. So that was delayed. Did you hear?
What?
I heard it was delayed. It was supposed to come out, I think, February.
Uh-huh.
I heard it was delayed till a little bit later in the year.
Okay, as long as we get it this year, I'll be okay. But
Well,
still.
I think you'll be okay if we get it in 2023, too.
Nope. I'll quit the podcast. But yeah, that
Thanks,
is
Black
definitely...
Phone.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. That's the one I'm most excited about, for sure. What about...
Man, I don't know, man.
Yeah?
This is so difficult. This is so difficult to pick one of these.
Fair.
Because I'll tell you, The Black Phone is on my list.
Nice.
But I don't know anything about it. I haven't watched the trailer. You know me. I don't watch trailers too often.
I would say don't with this
Oh,
one.
I'm not going to.
Right, okay.
I just want to go in blind.
Yep.
Man, dude, I think honestly, I'm super excited to see how the Halloween trilogy ends.
Yep, that's on my list.
So even though any of these are interchangeable, Halloween Ends is a movie I think I'm most looking forward to seeing next year.
Absolutely fair. Beautiful.
Now, I'll go through my honorable mentions first.
Yay!
because I'm sure they're all on yours, except for one.
Oh, okay.
So, number one, Scream.
Yep, that's on my
I
list.
know we're both looking forward to Scream. The
Oh,
next
yeah.
one, Scream 5.
Yep,
Netflix's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
that's my next one. Yep.
Okay, good. How about Nope?
No. Oh, is that the new?
It is.
Yes. Yeah. I'm so
Jordan
bad
Peele.
at it. Yeah, I always say Key and Peele. 'Cause
Right.
yeah.
No, Jordan Peele is
Jordan
his
Peele,
next movie.
yes.
I only kind of know what it's about.
I don't know
but
much about that. one.
Definitely, I just love his movie, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, he's great.
And finally, the last movie I have listed is a movie I hope comes out this year, Terrifier 2.
Okay. As I think you know, I have not seen that. The first one.
I do think I know that.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
silence.
Yep. That's all I.
Okay,
that's all I-
what else do you have on your list that I didn't mention that you're looking forward to seeing?
So rumor has it Hellraiser is coming out this next year.
Yes.
The new remake, I guess, or reboot.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Evil Dead Rises,
Oh, yeah.
I've heard might be coming out this year. It looks like it will. Again,
See,
these
I think these are movies that might come out in 2022. I think I was going for movies that are almost for sure coming out in
Gotcha.
2022.
right, and yeah, the last two for sure, maybe 2023, which I could easily see being pushed back. But if they
Yeah.
are 2022, definitely excited for those. And then my last one is one called Dark Harvest.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but I read the little synopsis.
Don't
and
know much. Sorry.
God, I love when you serenade me, man.
So Dark Harvest.
Yes, Dark Harvest. Yeah, that's my last one.
Okay, good. And that's our 2021 year in review and our 2022 looking forward to 2022. Looking.
That you got
Can't
it.
wait.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
For Bill Whitney,
I've never been paranoid.
fear plays a large part in family life.
I feel like something's gonna happen. And if I scratch the surface, there'll be something terrible underneath.
He's afraid his sister
Could you zip me up, Billy?
is not what she seems.
God, Bill, what's the matter with you?
He thinks his friends are out to get him.
Make waves, Whitney. You're gonna drown.
People are what they are. Now you have to learn to accept that.
He's about to find out the truth.
Why are you guys doing this to me, huh?
What, you've been living with these people all your life and you didn't know anything about this?
Is far worse than he could ever imagine.
Scotty,
Okay. Oh, hi.
I'm going to jump in real quick because there was, when we did the review, I believe it was for The Empty Man.
Okay.
Your first words were, "What the hell did we just watch?"
Oh, okay.
I'm going to use that same expression for Society.
You're
What
just
the
jumping
hell
in.
did we just watch? Yes, I'm jumping in. No,
That's your review.
that's my review. No, as yeah, go ahead and give us our spiel because you picked Society for our year-end movie.
Okay, yeah. So, and I'm gonna just start with two slight warnings.
Yes, please.
Number one, spoilers.
Yes.
This is our movie of the week, and as everybody might know, or if you're just tuning in for the first time, we are going to talk spoilers for this movie. So if you haven't seen it, that's your warning. Number two, Andrew and I were kind of a clean-cut podcast here, but sometimes the content of a movie needs a warning. And some of the things we are going to describe may be a little weird.
This may be an explicit episode. We'll see.
Maybe a little graphic there. I don't know how else to talk about this movie.
I have no idea, man.
But yeah, I picked Society
Mm-hmm.
because I've wanted to see this ever since I watched In Search of Darkness.
Yeah.
I thought it was the weirdest looking movie, and it's been in the back of my mind to watch it, and I thought it was perfect for our last episode of the year because it's just so insanely nuts.
Yeah.
It's directed by Brian Yuzna, who was the producer for Reanimator.
Oh, actually, that's amazing. That kind of doesn't surprise me.
He also directed the Reanimator sequel, Bride of Reanimator,
Nice.
and also Return of the Living Dead 3,
Oh, okay.
and Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 4.
Oh, boy, this guy's resume, man.
He's done some stuff.
He's done some stuff.
The other interesting thing about Society is that it was released, I think, in the UK in 1989, but it wasn't actually fully released in the US until June of 1992.
Whoa.
I think it went to a festival at some point, but then according to the old IMDb, the US release date is June 11th, 92,
Wow.
which I had moved to LA just a few months prior, so man, should have watched Society. That's my housewarming. Yeah. Should have had a shunting.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I did like this movie more than I thought I would.
Nice.
I had heard that you have a lot of the movie and then you have the very end. The
Yep.
final climax sequence, the shunting. And most people watch it for that final sequence. And me, I actually found myself enjoying everything leading up to it.
Nice.
I
Okay.
thought it was an interesting story,
Mm-hmm.
as weird as it was. I thought it was pretty well paced. Yeah, I was intrigued. And it felt like, again, it really, I think the thing I liked about this movie
Mm-hmm.
more than anything else was that it really did feel like one of those early 90s late night Cinemax movies.
Totally. Yep.
And it brought me back because that was my teenage years was VHS recording every horror movie that I could on the cable channels.
Nice.
And this, if I had known about this movie at the time, this is one of those movies that I would have recorded and then watched the next day.
Nice.
I would have set my VHS. It would have recorded late at night. The next day, I've got a beautiful horror movie to watch called Society. Beautiful.
Yeah.
A beautiful work of art.
Yeah.
And so I guess, what is Society about, Andrew? Did you like the movie?
I did. Yep. I did
Okay.
like it. Yep. I did. It was bonkers, but I liked it.
Okay.
I did. Yep. But
So,
that's a loaded
yeah.
question though of what is what is society? It's a lot of things.
Well, I'm still not sure if they're aliens or not.
I don't know either. They don't explain that.
We have our third movie in a row with a main character named Bill or Billy.
I have that same note.
And so Bill, played by Billy Warlock, who was in many soap operas.
Nice.
Yeah, he's got, going through his credits,
Mm-hmm.
he was in almost every single one. He was in Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, One Life to Live,
Nice.
and more.
Can we acknowledge how awesome his name is though? Billy
Yes.
Warlock?
Yes.
What? It's so cool.
He was also pretty big on Baywatch for a while.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he was one of the main actors on Baywatch when Hasselhoff was doing it and all.
Wow.
And he was so fun and over the top, but basically he plays the son in a Beverly Hills household,
Right.
2 parents and a sister, and right away you just see some weird stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know where they were going to take it at first. And that was to me, I love the mystery of the movie because I knew in part what the end kind of entailed.
Right.
And so the entire movie, I was just sitting there watching and thinking, what leads us to that?
Right.
I mean, right away you have like this weird incestual thing going on with the parents and his sister Jenny.
Yeah, it's weird.
And like, yeah, the dad looking at her and her liking it.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, it was like.
Yeah.
But, you know, spoiler, it turns out that, I mean, they're just all the same race. They're not really, I don't
Right.
know. I'm not sure if they're related as a family as far as their race of whatever they are goes.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they were just posing because they were trying to trick Billy.
Right.
They're, for whatever reason, and I still don't understand everything.
I don't either.
For whatever reason, they're building up to this ritual they have called the Shunting, which we will get to.
Yeah, we will.
And Billy, I don't see. That's what I don't get. That's the only thing I really don't get about this movie. Why they needed to pull the wool over his eyes.
Right. Right. Unless it's like he tastes better when he's shocked. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. But they don't say really. It's just they just trick him, and then they all cheer
Yeah.
about it. So
Yes, they do.
I don't know.
And everybody in the movie is in on it,
Yeah. Yeah.
except for his friend Blanchard,
Yep.
David Blanchard, played by Tim Bartell,
Yep.
who right away he's supposed to be Jenny's ex-boyfriend, and that's all you really know.
Right.
And that was interesting. But yeah, Blanchard kind of knows something, and you kind of get a feeling right away that he knows something is going on,
Right.
and you just want somebody to listen to him.
Yeah.
Because as an audience, we were curious as to what the heck is going on.
Right.
And then, I guess Bill's friend Milo was also not in on it.
You're right. Yep. Yep. But really, it was just, I mean, those three.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty
So-
much it.
In a nutshell, Billy is getting the wool pulled over his eyes by this race of people that are just called the Society. And they even talk about themselves, but it just sounds like they're saying, be a good part of society, Bill.
Right.
And then this all leads to Billy being in his house with all these people at a party called the Shunting.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, everyone's there. His counselor,
Yes.
kids from school, his
Yes.
quote unquote family, everybody's there.
Everybody's there. Everybody. So Billy finds some weird stuff going on with his sister. Let's talk about that shower scene first. I want you to describe it, Andrew.
Well, Billy goes into his sister's bathroom as she's showering, and we have what's that called? Not stained glass. That's not the right word. Where you can kind of see the outline.
Fogged glass.
Fogged glass, yeah. But, but you see the behind of his sister,
Her behind.
her behind, and you also see her chest, as if it's
Like her boobs are on her back.
yeah, exactly. And he's kind of like, what? And opens the shower door
Yeah, he goes to open the shower
Yeah.
door
on his naked sister,
on his naked sister. Okay.
and of course she looks normal, you know. And is covering herself up or whatever. But yeah, it's so weird. So weird.
And then he just gets his the suntan lotion that he was trying to get because he's going to the beach.
That's right. Yep.
Going to the beach with his girlfriend. And yeah, I got to mention her, by the way. There's like a really, really slow scene of Bill or Billy. I think it's just Bill in this movie.
I think so. Yeah.
I just want to say Billy because of the last two movies we
Right.
did. But there's a pretty, slow scene of him applying suntan lotion to her stomach.
Yeah.
And I got to say, that girl had some really muscular thighs. I was wondering if the actress was a bodybuilder.
She
or
might have
something.
been. Yeah, she sure might have been.
She didn't look like it with clothes on, but yeah, in the bikini, it was really weird.
Hey, she does not skip leg day. We'll say that.
Earlier in the movie, Bill. Here we go again.
Dude, I'm good with Billy. I love that.
Bill is giving a speech for whatever reason in the high school auditorium, and we're also introduced to Ferguson
Right.
and Clarissa, who look like the super rich, I guess the popular kids at school is
Right.
what they look like.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Clarissa pulls a Basic Instinct on Billy by spreading her legs, although I think she was wearing panties, unlike Sharon Stone.
Right. Yeah.
And distracting Billy. So this, right away, we've got this romantic triangle. I don't know, man.
Dude, this movie. That's all I can say. This movie.
Ferguson was played by Ben Meyerson, and I loved Ferguson. He was such an a-hole,
Yeah.
but he played it so well. And it seems like his sisters, Clarissa and Billy, she catches Billy's eye. Billy kind of throws the girl he's seeing to the wind to spend time with Clarissa.
Right.
And that's our next hint that something very strange is going on, because Billy has a little love scene with Clarissa at this party. And at one point, a hand goes over, like she's on top of Billy,
Mm-hmm.
and a hand comes over across her back
Right.
to caress one of her shoulders. And it's not Billy's hand, it's her own.
Yep.
And then Billy sees what's happening, and he jumps out of the bed, and all of a sudden, how do you describe this? She's laying in the bed, facing Billy with the covers covering her, but her bottom half is facing away, and her top half is facing Billy.
Yep. So very similar to how the sister was
very
designed in the shower.
Yes, similar.
Yep.
And hi, Bowie. My cat Bowie just came to visit.
Bowie's
hi, Bowie.
here.
Look at you. Look at you and your face. Do you want to talk about society? Okay, anyway. So that was weird. The other thing I loved was Clarissa'S mom.
Yeah, what was that about?
Tell me.
Clarissa'S mom is sort of what I would consider her like the Frankenstein monster of the movie. Like, she doesn't talk.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. She just kind of grunts and has kind of crazy hair and is kind of big and strong and coughs up fur balls. But I don't understand her. I get that she's part of the society, I guess, because she coughs up a fur ball like they do. But who is she? Why? What is she? Why? I don't know. I don't know.
She has an obsession with hair.
She does have an obsession with hair.
And I did love the part with her and Milo in the car. And she's like grabbing Milo's hair. Milo's like, "Stop it."
Yep.
I honestly, this movie is really hard to discuss. Not difficult. It's just hard to. It's hard to put into words.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain.
This is one that I highly, as we always do, we recommend movies. But this one is, it's almost when you got to see to believe. You got to watch it. It's bonkers. It is a bonkers
Because
movie.
Billy, I don't know, man. Billy ends up in the hospital. Remind me how he ended up in the hospital.
How did he end up in the hospital? I'm trying to
I've
remember.
already forgotten.
I know.
Okay, so this is what I will say about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The shunting is so memorable in such a big scene that a lot of the rest of the movie you kind of just forget.
Yep, absolutely.
I found myself trying to remember a lot of things that happened in the movie, and I remembered some of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I honestly
Oh,
can't
was
remember.
was it the car crash? Well, I know Blanchard.
Well, he
is
quote unquote died in the car
quote-unquote-
crash. Again,
I was
quote
just
unquote.
about to say the same thing.
Really?
I was going to say quote unquote killed.
Right.
Oh, look
yes.
at us. Look at us.
Look at us. Look at us.
But yeah, he was quote unquote killed in that car crash.
Mm-hmm.
Billy sees the car crash, right?
He comes up afterward, and there's like blood everywhere, and he steps in
Okay.
it and kind of has a freak out, that he's dead.
And then he goes to the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and he wakes up in his bed, and he sees a whole bunch of people behind a curtain doing weird things, but then he pulls back the curtain, and nobody's there.
Yes. Exactly.
And then he goes nuts and leaves the hospital, and all of a sudden has a quick change of personality. I don't know, man.
Yeah, but then he's back to normal right after that. Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
it's like, oh, I'm fine, everything's all right. And even Milo's like, what? Where are you going?
Yeah.
And then when he gets to the house of the shunting, he's like back to his normal self. I feel like maybe like there's an unrated version where there's maybe a scene missing, or maybe not. Honestly,
Maybe
with
not.
this one, there might not be.
But let's just get into it. Let's talk about the shunting. So Billy shows up. He goes back to his house.
Yeah.
And he's waiting for people to come in.
Mm-hmm.
But they're already all there. The lights come on, and everybody is there.
Yes.
And what is the shunting? So this is where we find out that these people are a weird race of things. And I think, I forget, did one of the characters in the movie say that we're not aliens?
Yeah, because he says, you're alien scum. And they're like, we're not aliens. One of them says something like that. And you're like, well, then what are you?
They're just another race of person that's been there for a long time.
Right, yeah, yeah.
And then it's revealed that Blanchard is not dead after all.
Right.
And Blanchard and Bill are about to get shunted. And I still don't know exactly what shunting means, but first they take Blanchard.
Yeah.
They tear most of his clothes off.
Yeah.
And they start
Well, they start
fondling
undressing.
him?
They start undressing as well.
Oh, yeah. It's also a big orgy.
Yeah.
The shunting involves some orgy-like stuff.
Yeah.
But it's different than sex.
Right.
Because instead of just sex, this entails these people melding their bodies together with one another.
Well, that's a good word. Yes.
And that's where the body horror aspect of this movie starts to come in.
Can I send you a picture real quick if you have your phone? So while I was watching, like as this scene started, I noticed that my face was in kind of in disbelief, and I was like, "Don't move your face. Just take a picture of yourself real quick. Please don't mind the hair. I had not showered, but I'm gonna just send you how I looked." And this was, like I said, I didn't want to like make any movement because I could feel my face just look like a maniac, and so I quickly took a picture, and this is what I got. So
Okay.
hopefully that's
that's fair.
Yeah, I was in, and I'd seen a little bit from In Search of Darkness. Like
Yeah.
I remembered a couple lines from that section, but just seeing it in its in its glory.
I just sent you a picture, and that's what my face looked like, basically. But I was also smiling. I was laughing because I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this."
It's just
So these people, they start to as you said, they're undressing.
right.
But people are like, it looks like they're sucking on Blanchard's skin.
Yes.
And then we get into the special effects, and oh my goodness, I got to give total credit to Screaming Mad George, who is the special effects guru on this movie.
Oh my gosh. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, the practical effects are amazing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can tell a lot of them are practical.
Oh,
but
for sure. Mm-hmm.
like stretching faces where the mouths are like stretched out and attached to Blanchard's body. Blanchard's body is also becoming more grotesque.
Mm-hmm.
There's this slimy goo that's just all over everybody.
Yep.
But then I think what the shunting is what happens when what is it, the mayor?
Judge. Didn't they say judge?
The judge. Is it
Yeah.
the judge?
I think it was Judge something. I can't remember his name.
The
but yeah.
judge. Yeah, so he gets on top of Blanchard. It's because everybody's like waiting for him to do his thing.
Right.
And oh man. He gets on top of Blanchard. And I think he's only in his boxers. I don't remember. He's smoking a cigar.
Yeah, yeah, he has that.
He says a few things to Blanchard, and then, like Blanchard, he takes his fist and he just rams it right up, like you see it go underneath Blanchard's boxers or whatever he's wearing.
Oh my god!
Basically, fists Blanchard. So
Yeah.
yes, this is now an explicit episode.
Yep, there we go.
And his hand then comes out of Blanchard's mouth. And grabs Blanchard's face and misshapes Blanchard's face.
Yeah.
So now at this point, you have the mayor with his elongated arm going all the way through Blanchard's body. You have all these tendrils of flesh that used to be Blanchard just grotesquely extended out among all the people.
Right.
And this writhing, slimy goo of orginess.
Yeah.
And it's like the lighting is all red and stuff, and it's just, man, it was incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's completely incredible.
It was bonkers. And
Did I describe it okay?
you did beautifully.
Anything you want to add to that description right there?
Just that I loved, like you said, the practical effects. Like one guy just turns his head into a fist,
Oh.
and you're like,
Oh, we haven't.
yeah,
I
you're
haven't
right.
actually
That's
got
coming
to
up. You're
that
right.
part yet.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But just
Yeah, I'm just talking about Blanchard right now.
Right.
And what happens to him.
that's pretty much it.
So Billy is being held by, I think, Ferguson and others.
Yeah.
And Billy goes upstairs and is chased by
His counselor.
His
Or therapist.
therapist.
Right.
Billy ends up in the bedroom where his quote-unquote parents and sister had gone up. Like they had disappeared from the crowd. They wanted to do their own thing. This is the best part.
It's so
I don't know.
good.
I don't know. The actual shunting was pretty amazing. But,
Yeah.
So Billy, his mom's in the bed, and that's all he sees, but there's something underneath the covers.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the moment where his mom gets out of the bed and is standing in front of Billy, and all of a sudden, okay, I'm guessing this is what happened. His sister's face
Yeah.
comes out from his mother's crotch.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my god.
And now the sister and the mother are now one body.
Yes.
But we haven't seen the best part. And this is the main thing I had seen
Me too.
even before In Search of Darkness.
Oh really? Okay. Okay.
His dad appears, and his dad's face is now in place of his butthole. His dad's face is in his butt,
Yeah.
which obviously leads Billy to call him, I always knew you were a butthead.
Right.
Fantastic.
So good.
Obvious low-hanging fruit, but I loved it.
Yep. Worth it. Worth it.
But that special effect was just insane.
Yeah.
And I've seen like one picture of just a candid behind-the-scenes shot of the guy wearing the prosthetic just sitting backstage, you know, and it looks so good. It's amazing. But yeah, Billy, I think, as you said, the therapist chases him upstairs, and
Yeah.
he's having this showdown with the therapist, and all of a sudden, yeah, the therapist's head becomes a hand?
Yep. It just becomes a giant fist or whatever, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
It was so good.
Yep. Super cool looking.
And then, I mean, that's the meat of it. We then have this final showdown between Billy and Ferguson, where Billy fights Ferguson, and they're having this basically just a fist fight.
Right.
Looks like Ferguson is winning, but then at the last second, Billy decides, I forget why, But Billy goes in and looks like he's about to kiss Ferguson. But what he's doing is he's sucking Ferguson's face, his lips away from his face.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on.
I don't know if
But he
anyone
basically
does.
pulls Ferguson's lips away from Ferguson's face. So Ferguson has this stretched out mouth, and then the lips are like flapping.
Yeah.
And they go.
Yeah.
And the actor and one of the extras, he said, I don't remember making that noise. I'm pretty sure they added that in post.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, and then of course you have it's kind of cool. You have Clarissa, who is one of them, but she's in love with Billy, or Bill,
Right.
and she helps Bill get away,
Right.
as well as Milo shows up with Clarissa'S mom, the weird hair lady,
Yeah.
who also looks kind of Neanderthal. It's an interesting look. She's a funny character. And
Yeah.
even Brian Yuzna said, I know she doesn't make sense, but that's okay.
Nice. That's the best.
I am
explanation.
completely okay with not everything making sense. And I love that. And that explains this movie.
It's exactly right. Oh my gosh.
So Billy gets away. Remind me of the end of the movie real quick.
I think that's just them getting to the car and driving off. It's
Yeah?
the 3 or 4 of them, I guess. Yeah, running to the car and
With Clarissa, right?
right. Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Clarissa's now. Yeah. Yeah. Man, and then that's how it ends. And that was like the moment where again I see the credits and my mouth is like to the floor. It's like,
Yeah.
what did I just watch? What was that?
Yeah. I was a little bit flabbergasted too, even though I knew what to expect.
Right.
In a way. I was smiling, I think. I was like, well, that was amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm totally there too. I loved it, but I just have no idea what I saw.
What I loved was there is a bonus feature included with the movie that if you haven't watched it, I would watch. It's about 20 minutes long, and it's Billy Warlock
Okay.
as Bill, Ben Meyerson, who plays Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Devin DeVasquez, who played Clarissa.
Okay.
And finally, Tim Bartell, who plays Blanchard. All 4 of them just recounting what it was like to make the movie and how they got
nice.
the parts and all that. But man, especially Tim Bartell talking about the shunting scene.
Yeah.
They were all talking about how difficult that scene was.
Oh, really?
Because there was, like, at first, they one of them mentions that at first it was fun. Everybody was having fun. Like, oh, we're doing this crazy scene and there's slime everywhere.
Right.
3 hours later, there's still slime everywhere, and people weren't having fun anymore. People were miserable.
Oh, go.
And what's fun is listening to Tim Bartell, and not fun,
Right. Right.
but interesting is Tim Bartell talks about, his body was in this couch, and then there was this huge prosthetic fake body in front of him.
Sure. Makes
And he
sense.
had all these people just constantly all up in his business, like sucking on him and, licking him and stuff like that.
Ay, ay, ay.
And he said there was moments where he was he was freaking out.
Wow.
He was having little freakouts. And one of the other actors at one point came to him and said, "Hey, this is really difficult, isn't it?" And he was like, "Yeah, it really is." And I guess when he finally was let out of the couch, he was like crying.
Oh my
He was just because it was just such a stressful shoot. And I can imagine, man.
Yeah.
Like being in that atmosphere for hours on end with all that gunk all over you.
Yeah. Well, and then being
And-
trapped in a couch. I mean, you can't move probably.
Yeah.
And, oh, that sounds
And the
horrible.
claustrophobia of all the people
Right.
constantly in your face. Yeah. So, I mean, big props to the actors.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, big props to the actors just for agreeing to do a movie with that scene in the script.
Right. I know.
What an amazing movie.
It's, man, there was a lot to that movie.
Thinking of Billy Warlock
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that he was in Baywatch, that is what this movie kind of reminded me of. It reminded me of a cross between Baywatch
Mm.
and 90210.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
But
that
then-
makes sense.
But then on a really bad acid trip.
Right.
You know, all this
Beautiful.
stuff just goes crazy.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
It's bonkers. Man.
And the music was fun.
Yeah.
I can't seem to find the soundtrack anywhere, but the composers are Phil Davies and Mark Ryder, who haven't really done much else. They've done a couple other things,
Mm-hmm.
things I'd never heard of.
Fair. Yeah, it was
Oh,
good.
and the other thing I'd like to mention,
Please.
one other character. So I didn't recognize anybody in this movie except for one.
Oh, who was that?
There's a character named Petrie.
Right. Yep. The
He was
nerdy
played
kinda
by...
guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Did you recognize him?
No. What would I know him from?
The actor's name is Brian Brimmer, and he played Bunt in Pumpkinhead.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
When I saw him, I looked him up right away because I said to myself, he looks very familiar.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was in Pumpkinhead.
Nice. Wow, random. I love it. I love that.
I think, I hit on everything I wanted to say about society.
Dude, I really, in all honesty, don't have much to add. I will say, one of my absolute favorite lines I'm not going to mention because it 100% has already been recorded and is ready for this because it was the most insane line I've ever seen in a movie or heard in a movie, excuse me.
Can I ask
Yes.
if it was a certain character's line?
Yes.
Was it Clarissa'S line?
Yes.
Okay, good. I was hoping you were going to use that.
Yeah. I played it for Cindy and she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, that's the movie in a nutshell.
Now, real quick, you said Cindy was interested when she heard about that scene. Did she watch the scene?
Not yet. I will have her watch it though, because I explained to her what was going on, and she was kind of flabbergasted. And I said, "Do you want to see it?" She was like, "Yeah, I do." So, yeah, we'll watch that at some point, just to give her an idea of what we go through every week to put on this podcast.
The lengths we go to entertain people.
We go to, man.
To entertain ourselves, though.
Right. Yes. So
well,
I don't have much. So I would say if you're ready, should we jump into our 3 questions?
Let's go to our 3 questions.
All right.
Who would cross the bridge of death must answer me these questions 3.
Also, and just now that our little soundbite is played, I just want to give props to anybody. I'm not going to say what that soundbite is from.
Right.
But props to anybody that recognizes what movie it's from.
Ooh, I love it.
And we included that soundbite a little behind the scenes here since it's our year-end episode.
Yes.
Season finale. We included that soundbite because I wanted something that referenced 3 questions.
Right.
But I was kind of overjoyed when I found out that a movie that references it is a movie that you and I watched together one night.
Yep. I had never seen it.
Yeah. We went, and it was a good night. We went to the store, and I said, I think we were both looking at the Blu-rays, and I didn't have it. And I said, Andrew, have you seen this? And you said, no, I haven't. So I was like, I'm buying it. And we went home, we watched it, and we laughed like crazy.
Yes, we did.
I feel like did we watch something else that night?
I'm almost positive we did, but I could not tell you because that was the one that sticks out for sure. Because we were having such a good time with that movie. But
I
I'm
feel
sure
like we watched
did.
another funny movie.
I think so too, and I won't say what I think maybe because it would give that one away.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then go ahead and since it was
yes.
my movie,
I will ask you.
you're going to
man.
ask me.
I will. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're so graceful.
Scotty, let me ask you my first question.
Take it away, man. Take it away.
No, go for it.
Okay. Question number 1, Mr. Scotty. What was your favorite death and or kill?
Okay, well, there weren't many.
There weren't. You're right.
So I'm going to go for the obvious one and say Blanchard.
Interesting.
because the shunting was just incredible.
Yep.
What about you?
Mine is not.
Oh,
Mine is Ferguson.
wait, did Ferguson die? Oh, he got
gets
turned
ripped
inside out.
by Billy.
Okay, you're right. And I thought about that. I totally didn't mention how Billy pulled Ferguson inside out. How did I not mention that?
I don't know. I didn't either, though. I don't. Now that I look at my 3 questions, I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, we mentioned it now.
Yep. People will hear that. Yes, Billy puts his hand essentially up.
Oh yes.
Ferguson's crevice. Puts his hand, just like how Blanchard died, puts his hand up, pops his eyes out, and pulls him inside out.
That was an amazing scene.
It was, and then everyone lets Billy go because they're like, "What just happened?"
Yeah. And I'll tell you, so I was driving after watching this movie, and I was thinking about that, and I actually thought if that would be my favorite kill.
Nice. Okay.
But it's not really, to me at
Mhm.
least, it wasn't definitively said that Ferguson was dead.
You're right.
So I wasn't sure if he was just inside out and it would take a lot of work for them to turn him back right side in or whatever. But
Right.
these people, I don't know what race they are.
Right.
And they contort themselves in many ways. It's a good assumption that he's dead, though. And
Right.
I will give that to you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was just one of the craziest kills I've ever seen in my life. And yeah, for that. If he did die, yes. And that's why.
All right.
So question number 2, was it scary, Scotty?
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't scary, but was it disturbing and was it disgusting? Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I agree.
I could definitely see somebody being very disturbed
yeah.
by the shunting scene.
Oh, for sure.
Especially back then. Nowadays it's just a beautiful special effects extravaganza.
Right. Yep.
But it still was a bit disturbing.
It gave me the same feels a little as The Thing.
Yeah.
Moments in The Thing. I just had a lot of,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Comparisons, I guess.
Which, man, I'm glad you brought that up because I actually because I thought about this movie quite a bit since I saw it. And one of the things I never really thought about was that The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing,
Right, yes.
is also a body horror type movie.
Right.
I've never really thought of it like that. I've just thought of it as a creature feature, you know? But yeah.
It is, though, yeah.
It has bodies contorting and becoming other things. Yeah, it's a body horror film.
Yeah.
I like this genre, this
Right.
subgenre. Give me more.
Yeah. On that note,
Yes.
question number 3. Scotty, did you have fun with horror?
I did. And especially the whole movie it just leads up to the payoff at the end.
Absolutely.
And yes, did my attention wander a little bit during the body of the movie? A little bit, yes. I'll admit there was a point where I got a little distracted and I realized that I had missed about 3 to 5 minutes of the movie. And so I had to rewind and rewatch those 5 minutes to see what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really help, but yeah, I had a lot of fun, especially during the shunting. I was smiling. I was grinning.
Nice. Love it. Same for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. And I'm with you. During the middle of it, there was a few moments where I was like, all right, I know what we're getting to, so I'll wait this out. But I'm with you. A couple moments where I just went, okay. Let's
Yeah,
get
but
on.
I was still surprised
Right.
at how well the movie kept my attention
Right. Yep.
leading up to that.
Yep.
And how invested I actually was in Bill's character.
Yes. Agreed.
And what was going on. But on another note, I sometimes didn't care.
Yep.
I don't know. But at the end, it was a weirdly fun movie, and it was just
Bonkers.
mind-blowingly weird.
Yep. Nice.
I'm glad it exists, and I'm glad we saw it, and I'm glad it was our final movie of the year.
Me too. What a way to end 2021.
Society.
Well, son, I guess you're right. I am a butthead. Hey, Bill.
Okay, so this is the end of the year, Andrew.
It is. It's the end of the year.
This is our final episode of 2021.
Yes.
It's our what we're going to call our season finale.
Love it.
But we're moving on into 2022. So, Andrew,
Yeah.
what is the first movie that we are going to review and discuss in 2022?
Love it. So as much as I would like to do Candyman, I've already prepped this one. And there's a reason I picked this one, because I've never seen it, obviously. That's one of our rules.
Yes,
but I kind of like the theme that we've been doing, where
body horror?
Yep. No. No, that we've been doing, like, this month we had a lot of holiday movies, Christmas movies.
Oh, okay.
And so I wanted to do one, and you may have seen this, but I went back in time to 1980, and I found a movie called New Year's Evil.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've never seen it.
Okay, right on. So I thought that would be fun to do for our 2022 New Year movie, would be New Year's Evil. I'm glad you haven't seen it. That's great.
And I can understand why you would pick that over Candyman, because it makes much more sense for us to watch it and review it in the first month of January than the third.
Correct.
Or the first week of January.
Right.
Than the third week of January.
So, yeah, that's what I thought too. And for those that do want to watch this movie, which we would definitely love and highly recommend, it's if you have Amazon Prime, it's on there. If you have Paramount Plus, it's on there. And if you have Epix, it's on there as well. Or, of course, for $3.99 roughly-ish, you can rent it on Apple or YouTube or any other network. But if you have Amazon Prime, Paramount Plus, or Epix, it is free for you to watch.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I kind of don't know what this movie's about.
I don't either.
I think it's a slasher.
I think so. I saw a picture.
Somebody out there may be yelling at me right now.
Right.
Going, what are you talking about? But
yeah.
I'm not totally positive.
When I saw a picture of I think it's our antagonist, and it definitely looks like what I would call a slasher movie. But I haven't watched anything about it. I actually looked up at one point New Year's movies because I thought it'd be fun to do it, and I found this one and went, oh, I have heard of this. This will be fun. So, hopefully.
Awesome.
Yeah, so New Year's Evil, 1980s New Year's Evil for our first movie of 2022.
Okay.
Season 2. Season 2.
Man. Yeah, I'm excited.
Me too. That's awesome.
Super excited.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Andrew.
Scotty.
Thank you for a very enjoyable 2021.
Thank you, man. This has been a very, very fun 2021. A much-needed escape from 2021.
I can't say the whole year was fun.
Correct. This segment, or our podcast, yes, is a nice relief from everything else.
Also, end of the episode. So, hey, quick little shout out to my girlfriend, Mary.
Yay! Yes.
Because both of us now have these nice little neon signs that say on air.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Mary.
Now I can turn it on whenever we're recording, and she'll know, and she knows not to turn on the garbage disposal while we're recording and make loud noises with our cats.
Yep. And I record in a room close to Kylie's, so again, having this on, she'll know too.
Well, don't you have Cindy tie you up with cords to a chair?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty typical.
I don't know how you hit the record button, but yeah.
I use my shunting lips and reach. Yeah. My computer is a mess, but.
Oh man.
Oh boy. Yes. Thank you, Mary. Though what a fun gift to receive. That was
thank you, Mary.
Super cool. So thank you, Mary. You're the best.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, well,
thank
Christmas
you,
is
Merry
over.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. It was a Christmas gift.
It was a Christmas gift.
As this episode is being released, Christmas is now over.
Aw.
But Andrew, Happy New Year, buddy.
Happy New Year, man. Let's make 2022 great.
We'll see. I mean, we can make it great, but I don't know about everybody else. We'll see.
Hopefully we can. My New Year's resolution is to continue to do this and hopefully put smiles on people's faces as they listen.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of listeners lately, and it's been nice. And yeah, I hope people enjoy this. We enjoy it.
Yeah,
and
we
that's
do.
the most important part. But I really hope people enjoy this podcast and listen to it. And
Yeah.
maybe someday some of the little ideas we've had for it with listener participation will come to fruition.
Definitely. Yeah.
I like that word, by the way, fruition,
I like it too.
because it just looks like fruition. But no, it's fruition.
Fruition.
Debacle. That's another favorite word of mine. Okay. Andrew,
Yes.
I love you, buddy.
I love you, Scotty. This has been
Have
awesome.
a great New Year's Eve, and we'll be back in 2022 with New Year's Evil.
Yay! New Year's Evil 2022. Thank you, everyone, for listening. It's been a wonderful season. We love you all. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
How do you like your tea? Cream? Sugar? Or do you want me to pee in it?